Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Sincerely Agile with Mary. This is the platform where we learn, unlearn, and relearn. And I'm just so excited to, be with you again today. And today is just an amazing day because I have a young lady for a guest. I have an amazing young lady for a guest, and her name is Olivia. I am your host today, Mary Lanignon. I'm an Agile Enterprise Coach. And our topic for today is making Agilists of our young. Now, you can never be too young to be an Agilist. I mean, Olivia has definitely proven that. You can never be too young to be an Agilist. Moreover, the future of work is Agile. We've been talking about this for a while now, so you can never be too young to learn Agile. So let me bring on Olivia straight away.
Hi,
Hello, Olivia. Hi, Olivia. How are you?
good, thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you very much.
Good. Now, what's the time in Australia right now?
It's 5 o'clock a.m.
Wow, it is 5 a.m. And I hope you went to bed early yesterday because that was the deal. The deal was that you would go to bed early because this is going to be quite early for you. Did you do that?
I went to bed about 8 o'clock.
Okay, good. So you've had a really good night's sleep. That is good. It is great to have you here, Olivia. Thank you for making time to be here. Thank you for waking up so early to be on my show, Sincerely Agile with Mary. So I'm just going to tell our viewers a little bit about you. Now, Olivia Omotosho doesn't only love to read books, she loves to write too. She has written some short unpublished stories before her first published work, which is 21 Girls Who Made the World a Better Place. Olivia had a goal to publish her book on her 10th birthday, so Olivia is actually just 10 years old. The book is proof that everything is possible for a young girl who believes. That's what she's saying. The process of making this book was long, challenging, and also rewarding at the end. And she achieved the goal that she wanted to achieve using Kanban method, which is a form of Agile. Olivia, it is a pleasure to have you on my show.
Thank you for having me here.
Good. Now, I have given you the designation Agilist and Author. And I actually think you do deserve this designation because for you to achieve what you have achieved so far at your age, I mean, that is just so amazing. Writing a book at 10, not only have you written a book at 10, you have written the book using the Agile mindset, using the Agile practice. You used Kanban. Honestly, I'm just so thrilled to have you on the show. Okay, so you do deserve this designation. Now, Olivia, tell us what actually prompted this whole idea of writing. Is it something you've been doing for a very long time?
Well, it all started when my dad came home with a book called Art for Rich Life by Julie Davy. And I was very, very excited to read it. I finished the entire book in just one day, which was very surprising since it was not one of the genres that I like to read at all. It was about business and making money, that sort of thing. But I really liked the way Julie Davy just wrote the words. It just made me yearn to turn the page. So after reading the book, I asked my father if I could contact her. And of course, he said yes. So I contacted her through Postmail, and she replied, and along with another one of her books called Attributes in Action. That was also an amazing book. So I got in contact with her through email, and we started to talk. So, and then I asked her if she could come to my house and speak at my school, and of course she said yes. She came to my house in Perth, where I used to live, all the way from Melbourne. which was a 5-hour flight. It was very, very long just to see me. I was very excited. She also talked at my school about what she does, and she also talked about herself and me. And then I got the idea of making a book. So I asked her for some tips, and of course she gave me some. And that's how the whole idea of the book started.
Wow,
How
that
did
sounds
my
so interesting.
Thank you. How did my love for writing start? Well, I've loved writing ever since I can remember. It's just always been a part of me. But I feel like my love for reading really encouraged my love for writing because every time I write, I just feel like I'm acting like I'm a professional writer. I know much more than I think I know. And then it all just comes out perfectly. Like I every time I read through, I feel like I'm like J.K. Rowling or something.
Wow. And you should feel that way. And you are a professional to be doing all that you're doing. Now, tell us a little bit more about yourself, actually, Olivia. You live in Australia. What's nice about Australia? What can you tell us about Australia? I'm sure our audience are dying to know. What do you love about Australia? What don't you like that much about Australia? What is it like living in Australia?
I love living in Australia. Sometimes it can be very busy, sometimes it can be very laid back, but I like it all the same. I also really like the native plants and animals because they have been in Australia for thousands and thousands of years and they have all stayed the same.
Wow. And what don't you like about Australia? Is there anything you dislike about Australia?
Well, I really dislike the way that the indigenous were treated when the British migrants first arrived in Australia because I thought it was unfair that the land was just snatched away from them instead of just sharing it equally and living amongst each other. That's what I don't really like about Australia.
So, not only are you a writer, you are also great at your history. Mine, you are one young lady. You are one young lady. So, what else can you tell us about you, Olivia?
I have a Yoruba name which is Ifedoyin Solami.
Really? Ifedoyin Solami. Tell us about this name.
Well, how my parents came up with my name is my mom liked the name Ife and my dad liked the name Doyin, so they decided to merge it together, and that's how they came up with my name.
And it's a lovely name. Lovely name.
Thank you.
Now, let's move to another question. What motivated you to write a book about 21 girls who changed the world? What were you thinking? Did you have a dream about it? Did something give you a light bulb moment? How did you come about that title and how did you go about it?
Well, one of the reasons why I wanted to write my book, not many people know this, but I found out that in like maybe in the 1980s or something like that. Even now, sometimes men are treated above women, and I think that's really unfair because they can do all the same things that because women can do all the same things that men can do. So I wanted to make a book to show people that girls can do amazing things, and that's that's one of the big reasons why my book was here in the first place.
Now, you're a writer, you know your history. Now you're championing women. You're rooting for women. You're rooting for girls that women can do just as well as men can do. I don't know what else to say about you, Olivia. You're just an amazing young girl. Now,
Thank you.
why the number 21 and how did you select the 21 girls? What was the reason for selecting 21? Why not 15? Why not 28?
Well, when before my book was published, I went on Google and I searched 50 girls to change the world, and there were many, many, many books, all with the same name, all with the same number. There were just a handful of unique names, so I decided to have a look through the unique ones, um, and after a while, I decided to come up with my own unique name for my own book. And after many ideation sessions with my dad and my brother and my mom, I finally came up with the number 21. It was an amazing number that nobody seemed to use, so I decided to take it on.
Wow.
How did I select
and how did you select the girls?
Well, I had a look through many different websites. After finding the girls, I mostly used Wikipedia. But after finding out that some of the news on Wikipedia could be fake, I decided to use other websites such as Britannica and other resources.
Wow, you use Wikipedia. So you went through, was it that you were looking for celebrity names, or, what was your, should I say, what were the factors you were looking for in selecting those girls? What was the criteria? I mean, what were you thinking about each time you decided, you know what, I'm going for this girl and I'm going for that girl? What was going through your mind?
Well, they had to do something amazing while they were still quite young. They had to be girls, of course. And I don't know how to explain it. Like, the amazing thing had to be something that actually made people see something that girls can do something amazing.
So they had to be young. Of course, they had to be a girl. And of course, they must have done something amazing. So I think I need to write a book about some amazing girls so that I can write about you, Olivia, honestly. So how long did it take to write the book, and how did you plan that along with regular schoolwork? But before you take that question, I just want to see what our audience are talking about. Now, let me just show you, Olivia. People are saying hello, 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 watching from Abuja. That's Olivia Omotosho saying, good to be here. That must be your uncle or something.
Oh my God.
Sorry, that's your dad. Sorry, I didn't look your dad for a minute. Okay, and then Mayowa is saying, wow, episode 10, absolutely. And she's 10 years old. This is an amazing episode for us. Yes. And Ayodele is saying, fascinating. Absolutely, it is fascinating, isn't it? And let's see, we've got had a long day at work, so we'll catch this on replay. Okay, Stella is going to catch this one later. Okay, cool. If you have any question for Olivia, please pop it in the comments, please. So let's go back to the questions. Now, Olivia, let me just bring back your question. And the question is, how long did it take to write the book? And how did you plan that along with regular school work? How did you manage your time?
Well, it took me 2 years to write the book, and it wasn't that hard to plan along with my schoolwork. I'll get home around 4 o'clock. I would settle in, have a little snack, and then I would do one girl per day. And then I'll go do my homework and relax. But some days, I'll just have writer's block. Writer's block is when you just can't think, you can't write. It's just like you can't write anything. So some days I would have that, and I couldn't be creative that day. So I'll just skip that day, and that's why it took me 2 years to write it.
You've done a great job, Olivia, and we all have writer's block. Even though I don't write a book, I mean, I write content for my work, and there are days where I just can't think. So I'm with you on that one. Now, let's see. We've got some more comments, I think, or questions, perhaps. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Very impressed by Olivia. Very impressed by Olivia. And then Damilola Omotosho says, amazing, Olivia. I'm sure this is someone related to you again, I think.
That's my mom.
That's your mom. Oh, I've never met her, so I don't know. Nice to have mommy here. Amazing. Let's go back to our questions for you. Now, Olivia, I hear you apply the agile approach to writing your book. You are just 10 years old, Olivia. A lot of CEOs don't even know what agile is, and here you are writing a book using Agile. How did this happen?
Well, ever since I was young, my dad has kept on going on and on and on about Agile. And he taught me many things such as Kaizen, which means continuous improvement, Kanban, which means signboard or signpost. He taught me about mind maps and brainstorm slash ideation. Um, he also taught me, this one is one of my favorite ones. It has stuck with me for years and years. It's mindsets. There is a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is a fixed mindset person is someone saying that this is too hard, I can't do it, it's impossible. Why was I chosen to do? But someone with a growth mindset would say, this is hard, but I know I can do it. How, and what is a way that I could achieve my goal? So that is one of my favorite agile approaches.
So when you applied the Agile approach to writing your book, how exactly did you do that?
Well, I started with ideation. I just had a huge I think it's kind of like a whiteboard, but you can just stick it anywhere. I had one of those, and we would just have the name of my book in the middle and have many different lines coming out here and there with different ideas about it. And I'll get help from all of my family members. And then after doing the ideation, I'll start writing, and I'll be using Kanban, which has 3 sections: to do, doing, and done. I would use that a lot during my book. And then after I had finished writing the book, I used Kaizen, which means continuous improvement. So I would have a look through it, improve as many things as I could, write more, use more information, fix any grammar mistakes like punctuation and things like that. And that's basically how my book went. And I just kept improving and improving and improving. So I mostly used Kaizen for this book.
Wow. You're talking to me about Kaizen. You're talking to me about mind mapping and continuous improvement. You've told me about how when you're an agilist, you have a growth mindset, talking about the mindset now, that you need a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. Wow, you really are the future, Olivia. Now that is just so amazing. I hope you're relaxed. Don't be nervous. You're doing very well. You're doing
Thank
very,
you.
very well, Olivia. You're doing amazing. Okay. Now, your friends, classmates, and teachers, how have they responded to your book?
Well, many have been congratulating me. Many are just shocked that I made a book. My book actually got into the school newsletter and into the school library, so I'm very, very, very proud of that.
Your book is already in the school library?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And I'm sure that's going to encourage a lot of young, girls like yourself as well. So how did you feel when you saw the copy in the library, in your school library?
I was very, very proud of myself and very happy that I had done this.
I'm just so happy too. Well done, Olivia. Now, will you be writing another book soon?
Definitely. I have already started another book, but I will not reveal the name.
No, you don't have to. But can you just give us an idea what this book is kind of about?
It's going to be a series from 21 Girls Who Made the World a Better Place. It's going to be 21 again, but kind of different, just a little. And I don't know how long it'll take for my book to get out. It depends on how much work and effort I put into it.
Well, you already told us you use the agile, approach for the first one. I would imagine you're doing the same for the second one. And of course, it's about, continuous improvement. It's about using Kaizen. It's about ideating and planning what you have to do. And of course, you're going to be using Kanban like you did before, visualizing your work and doing what you can on a daily basis, which was exactly what you did before, right?
Yeah.
Because of course, you have your schoolwork to attend to as well. So you have to give everything, the time that it deserves, right? And I'm sure you probably finish this one in 2 years as well. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe even quicker because my dad's always telling me because I've written a book already, the second one will be easier because I know how it's supposed to go and I know the process.
Because now you understand the structure, you know what is expected of you. But tell me, how much research did you have to do in terms of how to write a book when you started with this first one?
I had to do a lot of research, like a lot, because some of them could be fake. So I had to use many different platforms, and some of them would have different different stories, and I'll just have to drop it because I didn't know which one I should choose because I don't want to give out fake information. And with the ones I would use many different platforms. They would still have the same story, but I would have to research a lot. Like I'm talking a lot of researching to find the perfect girls that fit all of my criteria.
I'm just so impressed with your attention to detail and attention to the fact that there could be fake information out there. And you are mindful. You are mindful not to, use fake information and put the wrong information in your book. I mean, that's just so important. And I'm happy to hear that from you, that you were that mindful to make sure that you're getting the right information. So what have you done so far to publicize your book?
Well, I've been making some videos on some social media platforms talking about my book, and I've also been getting some of the people who are buying my book to share it on their social media platforms. I've sold quite a number of books, and I'm very proud of that.
And believe it or not, I bought a copy. I was going to show you my copy today, but it has not been delivered, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it was not on Prime, so I couldn't get a next day delivery. But I definitely have bought my copy. And I'm hoping that, some of our viewers also can buy a copy to support you. Let's see. Now, I know your dad influenced you. I know that for a fact, your daddy influenced you. And because your daddy is an enterprise agile coach, just like myself. So I think I want to bring him on right now. So I'm sure he can hear me somewhere there. So hopefully he can join you on the screen. Pete, are you there? That's it. That's it. Let me do this so we can see you better. Yes. Hello, Pete. How are you?
Very well, Mary.
You have done well. What an amazing young woman.
Oh, thank you.
You have done very well.
Thank you so much. It's an amazing journey. I don't take it for granted as well because I just say thank you to Olivia as well for really bringing forth those things that I thought. You know very well how we deal with our teams at work. It's one thing to really plan with the team to say, yeah, this is the amazing way we want to do things. It's another thing for the team members to come together and actually deliver value. And so
absolutely.
Yep.
And she has delivered value. She has delivered value. I like when she said that is always going on about agile, and it's a good thing that you've, influenced her at such a young age, because you and I know that the future is agile. You and I know that. And I really wanted her on the show so that she can encourage, other young girls and boys, because the future of work is agile. So how did you really go about, getting her to understand what agile really is and the benefits?
Well, I think kudos to Olivia. she started that question. I was listening to her, and she said, "My dad had been going on and on and on and on about Agile," and that's the truth. But I think the heavy lifting came from her because she was interested to know about Agile, and she was like, "Oh, talking about Agile, what does that really mean?" And this is kind of the action that prompted me to really pour myself into her. Yeah. So at that point in time, I feel like you know how parents have a business and they want to pass it down to their children. I don't want to do that, but at the same time, I would love my child to really, really know so much about what I do, and that is where it all started from. So I actually really used that opportunity of her interest to really poured into her, and the more I give to her, the more she wants. And then she began to use these frameworks, particularly the simpler ones. We do retros on things she has done. She asked for we do ideation sessions. She actually asked me to put up a board for her in terms of the Kanban board she used when I told her it can work. And at some point, we actually also graduated to using Trello, which she currently uses. So I'll say I'll give back to Olivia, and
Wow.
it's really great.
Wow.
Very great.
You actually took her through all these, ceremonies, making sure she's going through the retro to know what she's doing well, what she's doing not so well, so that you can inspect and adapt. That is just so amazing.
It is amazing, Mary. It is amazing. Yeah. At the end of the day, I just looked at myself that, wow, what kind of girl do I want to raise? What kind of child do I want to raise? I want to raise a child that if I find myself on the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire seat, and there is a $1 billion question, I can place a call to just one person. I want that person to be Olivia, and she will just get me that. So it doesn't happen overnight, but over time it can get to that level, and that's what is driving us.
That is just so amazing. Olivia, you're lucky to have an Agilist for a father, and now you are an Agilist, because I really have to give you that designation, like I said. Some CEOs don't even know what Agile is all about, okay? Some CEOs, some leaders, they don't even know, and here you are at 10 doing all this amazing stuff you're doing. This is just so great. I've been smiling since I started the show because I'm just excited about her. Just so excited about her. Now, we've got some more. Let's see. Okay. What was the most challenging part writing your book?
The most challenging part was probably the actual writing, because even though I love writing and I find it quite easy, nonfiction isn't one of my favorite writing genres. So I would have to research, and then I wouldn't understand the word. And I know I have to put it into my own words, so that other people could actually understand as well. And I would search it up, and I wouldn't understand the meaning of the word, and I would look through many different platforms, but I still wouldn't understand any of the meanings. And then finally, after like 30 minutes of researching, I would go to my dad, and he would have the perfect answer that I could understand perfectly. And I feel like all of that work was a waste. But recently, I found out that it wasn't a waste, and I learned so much through just researching about different things.
And you know what? One of the reasons why your daddy would let you go and do that first is also an agile way, because we don't like to spoon feed. We will let you do what you can until you really need us. Then we step forward to help you, because we want you to be independent and we want you to learn. So that was what your daddy was doing there. He wanted you to go first and see what you can do on your own. Now, your book, is it just for kids or is it for anyone? Who are your audience?
It's for anybody who wants to read it, but I really want children to read this in particular, so that they can get the idea that they can do anything, they can be anyone, they can reach for the stars, they can achieve great feats, and that's just what I want the message of my book to be.
And that is actually one of your favorite quotes, that no matter how young you are, right, you can achieve anything. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's my quote that I made.
Wow. Can you tell us? Can you just say it to us?
No matter how young you are, you can achieve anything.
Wow. And you came up with that quote. And not only did you, come up with that quote, you have actually demonstrated that, Olivia. That is just so amazing. So, so, so amazing. I've just been smiling since I started this show today. I mean, if I go back and review this video, I can see that I'm smiling so much. It's unbelievable. Now, someone here is saying kudos to Olivia and her dad. They have done an amazing job, and indeed, they have done an amazing job. Pete, well done to you for, being proactive, teaching her all about Agile, because Agile, the future is Agile, without a doubt. And Shakirat, I'm sure, is very interested in this because she works with children as well. So I'm sure she's really taking an interest in this. And the Agile way of working and living is the future, like I said. And the education sector is really tapping into this Agile way. Now, you and I know that, Pete. We are now talking about Agile in education. Agile in education, because you see, the way we teach and the way we learn also has to evolve. For a very long time, it has been stagnant, but now it has to evolve, and there's a lot of conversation going on around, Agile in education, using Scrum and Kanban in education. So as parents, if you're out there and you're listening to this, you need to start taking an interest in the whole scheme of, things called, in this whole scheme of things called Agile. You need to start taking an interest, because very soon it will become standard on our CVs. If you don't have Agile on your CV, then you might be left behind. That is the truth. You just might be left behind if you don't have Agile on your CV. Let's see if we have any more questions. Yeah, Pete, you were going to say something?
Yeah, I was saying to your point, Mary, Agile is not only the future, it is actually in the present now. Because if you look at it, the things we used to do, we don't used to think about is already happening. For instance, when I was 10, I could not even fathom having a product in my hand that I had the idea of. To this point, Olivia has beat it to me, has beat me to it. She had a book. I've never written a book, despite the fact that I have a lot of experience. Now, if we're in this world when things are so fast, the rate of change is fast, things are so volatile, the complexity around us is really much. One of the major ways we can actually go in there is to become agile in everything, and that is where personal agility comes in. Parents to their children, not so much in the official way, but in the ways of working. Because at the end of the day, my Agile is all about mindset. It's about the way we do stuff, do things in a more productive way, and that is what it is. And to the educational aspect as well, we all are putting a few things in place in the educational sector. I go to the uni around me in Melbourne here. Really put Agile on the table for students so that we can actually catch them young. In April, I'll be doing my next guest lecturing in one of the universities in Melbourne, and which is what we just have to do.
Absolutely, because we have to evangelize about Agile, especially like we said in schools, be it primary, secondary, at the university level, because really we need to prep them for the future. And like you said, it's not even just about the future, it's about the present. And COVID has further, should I say, reinforced the fact that we really need to be agile. And I like the fact that you're talking about personal agility, because when we talk about, how can we use Agile with young people, it can start with personal agility. Okay, you're doing your homework. What are all the things you want to do? Visualize it for them. It doesn't even have to be a physical board. It can be a digital board. These days, all our children have phones. They all have phones. So they can have a digital Kanban on their phone, and they can use it to organize all the schoolwork and housework and everything that they need to do. So yeah, and I'm sure you're already using that as well for for the household, right? For your house chores. Are you doing that?
Yeah.
Yes, definitely, we're doing that. So she's one of our favorite, quote is from Jim Success.
Success is daily. It's a few daily disciplines practiced every day.
Say that again. Success is?
Success is a few daily disciplines practiced every day.
Fantastic. And that is what Agile is all about as well. So where can we get your book? Let's see. Where can we get your book? I think there you go. Oh, that is lovely. That is lovely. That is lovely. So I know we can get it on Amazon because I bought my copy on Amazon. So if you're watching and you're thinking, where can you get, Olivia's book, 21 Girls Who Made the World a Better Place, you can get it on that link there, which I think we're going to post, and on Amazon. I can't thank you enough, Daddy and daughter, for being on the show. Let's see. I think we have, okay, somebody here is saying hi. Hello, Tony. Tony Salami. Somebody is saying hello. You see, you have a lot of fans today. And she's also saying, well done, dear. Proud of you. We are also proud of you today. And I know it's very early today in Australia. It's about, what, 5 a.m. when you started? And some of your friends will not be watching, but hopefully they'll get to watch this later. And I'm sure they're going to be so proud of you, Olivia. So proud of you. Let's see what else people are saying. Okay. Maya, if you're there, can you post the link where they can get the link for her book, please? The link for her book, I posted it earlier, but you can post it again if you can. Okay, so thank you very much, father and daughter. And for those who are watching, please subscribe to Sincerely Agile with Mary. Olivia, keep doing what you do. Okay?
Thank you.
Keep being awesome. You are an awesome young lady. Keep being awesome. You've done your parents proud. You've done me proud. And I can assure you, you have done our audience proud today. And the people watching today, I'm sure they're going to say, if Olivia can do Agile, I can do Agile too. I'm sure there are people here today that will be like, I need to go learn Agile. If Olivia is writing a book with Agile, I need to go learn Agile. So thank you for being on the show, Olivia. Thank you so much. I'm grateful. So to our audience, thank you so much for showing up every Sunday. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all the time you keep investing on the show. We'll see you again next Sunday, same time on Sincerely Agile with Mary. If you have not already subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.